welcome to my Firewatch discussion. So for those that don't know, the way my discussions about games go is that I do 1 or 2 minutes of spoiler-free. My pipes in the house are going mad. Hopefully it's probably come over the top. Ah well, I'll just speak a bit louder. So, the first couple of minutes is spoiler-free. Nothing will be given away about the story. And then, well, obviously, tiny little bits like the people's names and stuff. But then I'll get into to discussing the story, and then we can have some discussion in the comments if you want to leave a comment about anything you thought if you've played the game yourself, and we can have a discussion there. So you play Henry in this game, and the story is about the relationship between you and your wife, and you and the woman that you speak to while you're on Firewatch. So you're in one area of I think it's Colorado. I'm gonna say, might be incorrect. If I'm incorrect, I'll probably pop it up somewhere where it actually is. And you basically you're in this tower. So you've got this section where you have to look for fires. Not much of the game is that. Most of the time you're wandering around and you're speaking to Delilah, who is the woman in the main tower. She's telling you where to go and what to do. So you kind of listen to her. My computer's just done something weird. I don't know. I love the style of this game. I'm gonna have there'll be little clips will be coming in and out of this. I love it looks great. The lighting's really cool. So you spend a lot of time in. So it's the kind of daytime, dusk, and then evening, and every different time has a really good style. I have an interesting theory because you never see. Well, no. I'll leave this for the spoiler bit because that might be spoilers. I really got attached to the storyline. Really got attached to it. If I pissed off Delilah, so when you're playing this game, you're going through your set objectives by Delilah. She's saying, "Oh, go to point A and check out. So this is happening. Go and have a look and check everything's okay." And you go, and while you're doing this, you're speaking to her through the radio, and you get to choose options as to what you want to say. Now I actually got to play through this twice technically because the first time I played through it, I hit a game-breaking bug and had to start again. But because I knew roughly where I was, I raced back through it. But I changed the things that I said on purpose. Because I did it the next day, so I remembered what I said before. And it's really interesting to see how that changed. And so I think we did get a question from... Mouse again. We got a question from Dylan Jones, who said, is it worth the cost of the game? And I think it is. I think it cost me, because I've got PS Plus, I think it cost me like £11 or something like that. I think it's like $20, isn't it? Something like that, $15, $20. And there's replayability in it. And I've just been I was editing some clips to use in this before I recorded this, and I remembered how much I actually want to go back and play this again and see if I can get a new result and get a new... see what other dialogue options there are and see where else the story can progress, because you can really change the story. You can change little bits of it and change your relationship with each other based on the things you say, which is awesome. So I think there's definitely replayability in it. And then... the stupid mouse. Yeah, so simple mechanics. The mechanics are like you're just picking stuff. You're interacting with set things. There are choices to make again. You can take certain items or you can leave them, and like I found some hat that I could start wearing, but I had to put it on every day, which is a bit weird. I don't know if that was a bug or if that was just it would be on the floor when I'd wake up and I'd have to put it back on again. It was a bit weird. So there's a few negatives. Like there are a few bugs. There was a lot of frame rate issues, which apparently have now been fixed. I haven't played it since they've put that patch out, but I did experience a lot of frame rate issues. And once the game actually fully crashed, where the game didn't even just crash, and then I could just go back to the screen, close the application, and restart it. My whole PS4 just went, pfft, and the only way I could turn it off was to manually go and turn it off. I had to do a hard reset, so that's not good. Hopefully that's fixed as well. Yeah, and then I had this other bit where I got into it when I got the game breaking bug. I basically accidentally went into I went into an area that I shouldn't have, somehow I thought I was meant to go to an area, somehow managed to find a gap, got through, and then there was like a floating water ski, or like a floating ski, and then like a pond with no water in, or like a kind of like a large pond with no water. It was like weird stuff going on, but but then I wouldn't let that deter you from the game. It was a really enjoyable experience. I'm going to play it again at some point. Probably in the next few days. I think I'm going to give it another go and see what I can do, or I might wait a few weeks, let the experience, so I can reflect on it a bit more. I'm drinking a beer today, so we're recording this in the evening. So that's the end of the. So I think you should go and buy it. Personally, if you can afford it, and if you like this kind of experience. People say it's a walking simulator. I think it's more than that. There's stuff to do, but you have to understand what kind of game it is. I'd maybe watch someone play the first half an hour, and then you can get an idea of what it's like. Because some people, it might not be, it won't be for everyone. It's not action packed. There's not crazy amount of stuff going on. It's quite slow, and it is all about the story. So if you like a good story, I think this is a good game to get. So yeah, that's the end of the spoiler-free bit. We're now going to go into spoilers. So if you want to leave now, I would. If you don't want to know anything about what happens at the end and what goes down. So I loved the story. The ending was a bit odd, and I was a bit annoyed because when I did it, I didn't choose in time, because there's a bit for those that have finished the game. You get to, when you leave for the end of the season, when you get picked up, you get to choose whether Delilah stays and waits for you. I don't know what would happen, but I didn't have time, and I picked for her to just leave because I didn't have time to select the other option. I was a bit annoyed about that. I wish there was more time for me to have done it. I can't remember why I didn't have enough time. I think I did something mid thing, and I was really thrown off by it, and because I would have preferred for her to have stayed and waited for me at the pickup point to see if I could have met her, because obviously we didn't get to see her. I thought it was really bizarre. This is what I was going to say a bit earlier on. I thought it was really bizarre that you never see anyone's face. Very bizarre. Now, I wonder if it's because the designers weren't very good at doing faces. I don't know, but I thought maybe that could be the reason, because it's quite funny. Because even when you find, I can't remember what the kid is called. You find him, and he's we're getting mega spoilers here. The kid is dead, and it's like he's got a rock on his face. So confused, why would if it was a climbing accident, why was there a rock on his head? It's almost like they didn't want to have to do a face in there. So I thought that was quite funny. And then so I also, because while playing this, obviously it's quite slow, so you're thinking about the story, and I thought maybe he was the guy that was with dementia, and so obviously his wife has dementia, and I wondered if you Henry were actually the one with dementia, and that you'd forgotten that was the case. I wondered if that could have been the option, because that could have been quite a cool twist on it as well. Obviously, we'd find out. Well, the ending's very vague, so maybe they have got something planned for a second one. I don't. Somebody asked. Let me just see who it was. It was Cody Waldron asked, "Do you think it warrants a sequel?" And I don't know. I would love to see what happened and what actually went on, and was everything that they thought true. I should know his name, but I've forgotten. The guy who was following you around and messing with your head, was he actually doing it? Was there some other weird thing going on? What was happening? So maybe it would be interesting to see what would happen a second time. Another thing I realised is when going to the tower, when Delilah says, "Oh, there's someone in your tower," and you run back and you race back and you go upstairs. When I was climbing the stairs, I realised I hadn't seen a person yet, and it made me. I was like, "Oh shit! Am I gonna be okay when I see this person? Am I gonna get killed?" I genuinely had fear walking up these stairs, so it was quite bizarre. And yeah, another thing I loved was at the end credits, it had all the photos that you'd taken throughout the game, which I thought was cool, because I was wondering what they'd do, because obviously you find that camera, you find a disposable camera and you use that, and I wondered if that would be used in any way, and it's awesome they did it at the end credits. That is really cool. Yeah, so I did enjoy the story. I loved it. Loved this game a lot. I'm going to play it again at some point, and obviously there's a lot of replay value in this. So definitely, obviously, well, if you're at this point, you either don't care or you've already played it. I'd love to know what you thought about it, and we can talk about that. We can discuss the game, because no one I know in real life has played this game. So if you could put a comment in the comments. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just making there. I can't talk anymore. It's been a busy weekend. Played football today. Won. Scored 2 goals. Getting onto random stuff now. It's probably time to end the video. So I'll see you later. That one's for you, Eric. You know what I mean.